Great. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the JDC West 2022 Human Resources Case Presentation sponsored by Raymond James. Thank you to our judges, Andrea Linger, Trevor Finch, Janine Jeanson, and Megan McDowell. Competitors will have a maximum of 20 minutes to present. Immediately following the presentation, judges will have a total of 5 minutes to ask the presenters any questions. Competitors, you'll see Zoom chat notifications at various intervals to indicate the remaining time. Any speaker who continues to speak after the maximum time limit will be stopped. No questions or comments will be permitted from the audience. All judges are asked to have their microphones muted during the presentation. And the audience is banned from any material or naming convention that bears the name or the symbol of the competing university. As well as we ask the audience to leave the Zoom call immediately following the presentation, as well as judges, again, please stay on this call until I advise you to proceed forward. And with that being said, competitors, you may now begin your presentation.
Thank you. Okay, so hello everybody and welcome. The world has become a very uncertain place over the last couple of years, and it is more important now than ever to take hold of what makes us unique as humans. The ability to adapt and overcome challenges we are faced with is how we got to where we are today. We're AT Consulting, and today our objective is to adapt and overcome any challenges, as well as create sustainability from uncertainty. Here we can see the primary goal has been identified to secure MJ Electronics' position in the industry by creating a profitable strategy integrated with customer relations and a positive workplace. Why is this needed, you might ask? We need to keep our reputation of impeccable service. We need to secure a position in the industry, and we need to create future sustainability. Some concerns moving forward that we would like to highlight are that of decreasing profits, employee retention, and supply chain shortages. As we can see here, we have identified the following issues. The first issue is that of declining profits. We have low net sales and a decrease in cash flows. We also have a loan that was taken out from the bank to cover the payroll expenses. In regards to issue number 2, supply chain costs, MJ Electronics was paying 55 cents on the dollar for transportation, and we saw that our stock price dropped to 8.54%. Issue number 3 is going to be employee retention. As we can see, we have low wages and we have a reputation of being a cheap hire. Number 4 is going to be reaching new customers. We're facing an increased amount of competitors in the industry and we have no existing commerce platforms. We would like to take the time to look at a current snapshot of MJ Electronics. As we can see, the workforce retention is low. We have great customer relationships and we have declining profits. Next, we're going to look at an internal analysis for MJ Electronics. In regards to customer satisfaction, we can be seen at having a national average of 73.7%. The impact of this is giving us strong customer satisfaction and increased customer loyalty. Employee retention, we can see that we have high turnover rates within the organization and low compensation levels. The impact of this is that the potential talent is leaving due to low compensation levels. Declining profits can be seen by the negative ending cash balances in quarters 2, 3, and 4. The reduced cash flows are going to affect our day-to-day costs. Reaching new customers with a lack of an e-commerce platform has led us to having no profits from international customers. Next, we're going to look at the external analysis of MJ Electronics. In regards to competitors, we see that there is many other competitors in this industry, and that poses the risk of our talent leaving for better offers. In regards to freight costs, we see that the ever-changing freight costs in the industry are leading to higher expenditures and decreased sales growth. Some key opportunities that we wanted to point out for MJ Electronics with the help of AT Consulting today is to increase profits in innovative ways, as we know innovation is one of MJ Electronics' key pillars. We're going to secure the position in the industry and create a sustainable future for ourselves. Provide unique products to the client, which is also what we strive ourselves on. And we're going to have a growth in our customer base as we're going to be reaching new clients.
So before we dive into our recommendation, let's take a step back for a little review. As we know, so far we've seen that MG Electronics is facing a negative cash flow, high employee turnover, and a low retention rate. So we believe at AD Consulting believes that with our recommendation today, MG Electronics can certainly create sustainability from this uncertainty. And I now pass it over to my colleague Gianna to take it over for the recommendation.
Thank you, Amy. So as we can see here, we have a 3-step overall recommendation. The first part of our recommendation is going to be to close 10 of our lowest performing stores and improve our supply chain costs. Number 2 is going to be create an e-commerce platform as well as collaboration with Amazon. And our third step is going to be employee retention efforts. Now, it is important to note that the first 2 steps are going to help us recover financially, and the last step is going to put use to our reallocated finances and put them into investments that will provide us with future sustainability. Why is this important? Well, we need to create that sustainable company and provide unique low-cost products. So in regards to our first problem of declining profits, we have selected a set of criteria to follow and chosen the alternative that best fits MJ's needs. Our first recommendation out of the following alternatives that you can see listed is to close the 10 lowest performing stores. AT Consulting believes that this is the most beneficial option to help us recover our profits. In regards to issue number 2, our supply chain costs, the recommendation that we have chosen is to increase delivery lead times and ship on off-peak days. This will help reduce supply chain costs and allow those finances to be efficiently relocated. In regards to issue number 3 of employee retention, our recommendation is to increase employee wages by $2 and implement promotion programs for our employees. This will help increase employee retention and to hold on to talent by giving them the opportunity for growth. And our last issue here of reaching new customers, we have chosen the recommendation of an e-commerce platform. This will help increase our revenue sales as we can reach new international clients.
So let's look at some of the employee retention opportunities that we can see here. So the first one is going to be Floor Associates Promotion Plan, and we're going to talk a little bit more about this in the later slides. A monthly refresher course, so MRC, so where we can refresh and jog the memories of our employees on what's needed, so their values can incline with MJ Electronics values. Setting monthly goals is another way to retain employees, and since incremental progress really matters. Another retention opportunity could be increasing the days off for employees. As we do know, MJ Electronics provide their current employees with 3 wellness days and 3 vacation days. We want to increase that so employees feel like they've been heard. Moving on to some of the opportunities to attract new talent. We really want to communicate about the promotion plan for Floor Associates. We want to target the new high population colleges and universities and programs to pull out the new talent from. We really want to develop a social presence, and we could do that by advertising on social media like Instagram, Facebook, and maybe Twitter as well. So let's move on to our key implementation steps. So our first key implementation steps is going to take our first 3 months. So we're looking at MJ Electronics to close the 10 lowest performing stores within their first 3 months. and to increase delivery lead times and ship on off peaks. You might ask, what does this look like? So our first step is going to be relocating assets from lowest performing 10 stores. So we will be closing these 10 stores. What are we supposed to do with the assets? So we're going to relocate them to our remaining branches. The next one is going to be offering positions to current employees at the remaining branches. Then sending out letter to all our current employees of like good things to come, because many of the employees might be lost, they might be confused with all the changes that's going on. Creating severance packages for employees and increasing our delivery lead times and ship on off-peak days. So we're really looking at delivering lead times, because if we order our products way in advance, we would not come up with the problem of fulfilling last-minute fulfillment requirements. And we know we have achieved this through profits increase from the closure of these 10 low-performing stores and tightening up our supply chain logistics. So our second key implementation step is going to be creating the e-commerce platform. So we know we want to create a social presence, and we are going to take 3 to 6 months, and also as well as the collaboration with Amazon. So what is this going to look like? So we're going to really use our internal talent to create the e-commerce platform, have regional managers manage our online customer service. So once we have our e-commerce platform, we want to have an online chat, so customers feel like they're getting the same service online as they would get in stores. And we feel like giving the regional managers this additional responsibility is fair, since they would be having a decreased number of branches to look after. Collaborating with Amazon to expand our reach and initiate price matching strategies. So these price matching strategies are really going to help us. So if a customer comes to our store and shows us a product and a price like from a different competitor, we can price match it. And this is going to help us stay relevant in this such a competitive industry. Last but not the least, implementing employee satisfaction surveys across all locations, so we know what our employees are feeling and they don't feel left out. So another way, so how do we know we have achieved this? So by knowing our e-commerce websites are fully functioning and collaboration with Amazon is bringing in additional profits. So moving on to our third key implementation step. So once we have had our first 2 key implementation steps in place, we have recuperated all these finances. It's now time to invest in our employees. So we're going to really concentrate on the employee retention efforts. So that's going to take about 6 to 12 months. So that would look like assessing employee survey feedback that we did, increasing employee wage by $2, implementing employee promotion plan that we will talk a bit later, and increasing vacation time. And another way we know that we have achieved it by low employee turnover and an increase in employee motivation. So moving on to the employee promotion plan, it's going to be the sales team lead. So you might ask, what is this? So it's actually incorporating another position per store, which is going to be sales team lead. And who is going to be this? It's going to be the associate with top sales in the store gets promoted to STL. As we know that currently MJ Electronics have positions such as managers, assistant managers, sales associates. But by adding this, employees have a feeling that they it's like a small win towards future promotion and future growth in the company. And you might ask, why would an employee take on this position? So because employees are given the opportunity to progress through the organization and an increase in the wage by $2. So moving on to the e-commerce platform that we thought of Wix. So Wix is a flexible website builder that allows you to create highly customized website. So it's user-friendly, and according to statistics, 37 of businesses that use flexible website builders use Wix. And so Wix provides each and every company with a different plan. And so we at AT Consulting recommend you to go with the business basic plan, since that's the one that fits all your needs. It has 100% commission free and it accepts online payments, and that's how we can reach our customers. So moving on to the financial part, some of the severance packages that we would have to look at are going to be the basic employee severance. Unfortunately, we will have to lay off our employees, and that would be around 680 employees, may it be full-time or part-time. And then the cost is going to be around $200,000. And then the management level severance is going to be 30 employees, approximately about $340,000 there. So a total severance is going to be about $540,000. Moving on to the financial costs. So we look at the total severance. So here are some costs that we had to look at. So the total severance that we just spoke about, the e-commerce platform that is not only going to help us with our social presence, it's also going to help us reach those customers and create a large customer base. Contract with Amazon, so that's going to be about $360. And the STL wages that we came up with the employee promotion plan, that's going to be about $15 and per person. Then the employee wages, that is about $13. So, and including all of these, our total cost is going to be $6.1 million. Moving on to the overall financial benefits versus costs. Our total costs that include severance packages, employee costs, additional costs, is going to be $6.1 million. And looking at our benefits, the fun part, we're going to be having our benefits. We're going to get all these profits from the closure of 10 stores, tightening our supply chain logistics, and our e-commerce platform, Wix, and also thinking about sales form stores. As we have the social presence, we have reached our customers, having an increase by 30% in our cash flows. So that's going to be approximately $970,000 there. And so our total benefit over here is going to be $7.5 million, which gives MJ Electronics a savings of $1.4 million. So some of the key performance indicators that we had a look at today were increase in customer base, some of the increased profits by 30%, increasing the operational overall score. As we know about the showcase an increase in the individual criteria that have less than 75 on the scorecard. Then achieving a better score on all levels. Decrease of employee turnover by 30%. So a desired performance is by implementing the employee promotion plan, we can really lower the turnover rate. So some of the risk and mitigation that we had a look at today. So the first one was bankruptcy. So our probability was is going to be low, but the impact can be high. And a way to mitigate this is now. So we have to we can mitigate this by store closures and tightening our supply chain logistics. Another risk that we had a look at was talent continues to leave. So our probability could be high and the impact could be high if employees feel like they're not being heard. And a way to mitigate this could be performance-based incentives. Last but not the least, our customers are still dissatisfied. That could be another risk, and the probability could be low. Impact can be high though, because although we are gaining all these customers, we are also losing them. And a way to mitigate that could be providing exceptional customer service, as we do know customer service is at the heart of MJ Electronics. And thanks for listening. And now the floor is open to any questions.
All right, sorry, my mute wasn't working there for a second. Thank you for your presentation, delegates. We will now proceed with a Q&A period from the judges, and we're going to start off with Andrea.
Thank you. So how will you guys deal with the PR, the negative potential PR for closing these stores that you're proposing?
Thank you. So to answer your question, the negative PR in regards to that, we are going to be sending out memos to all of our suppliers and all of our partners that we work with. We know that when a company is not doing so great, reaching out is sometimes the best thing that they can do, reaching out and just having communication, just honest communication with everyone that's involved. And I think that's really going to allow individuals to place their trust in us.
Thank you. Right, moving on to Janine.
Thank you. I'm sorry, I may have just missed it, but do you mind expanding more on how we go about that collaboration with Amazon? What would that entail?
So with the Amazon collaboration, we are looking on like doing something as a drop shipping. So what we think is that we could put up products on Amazon. And so what happens over there is like, we do not have the inventory, but as suppliers. So how drop shipping works is that we use Amazon as the website. We put up all the products that we have and everything. And then when a customer actually sends us an order, we send all the customers' info to the supplier. And that's how it's like, we are just acting as a middleman, but we don't really have the inventory. And so the supplier directly would like send the products to the customer. And that's one way of collaborating with Amazon.
All right, thank you. Moving on to Megan.
When it comes to the selection of the employees that will be leaving the stores that you guys are closing down and going into these new stores, are you going to be, if an employee wants a job, they'll get a job, or is there going to be a selection process to who will get new positions and who won't potentially?
Absolutely. So in regards to the unfortunate layoffs and relocating these employees, we are going to be opening up the opportunity. It is going to be based on an interview basis. So they are going to be given absolute first shot at these interviews. If we need to fill any positions within our current branches and locations that we are keeping up, then yeah, they're going to have absolute first pick, and it's just going to be an interview process of sorts.
Right, thank you. Trevor?
Great, thanks. Just a quick question. In your financials, I know when you looked at the cost savings for closing the stores, you identified some significant savings, but did you factor in, I missed this, any kind of store closing costs?
Yeah, so we actually didn't factor in any closing costs as the information was just a bit uncertain with that. But that being said, we do believe that we have a bit of leeway here within our 1.4 million in savings and the 7.5 projected potential benefits. We do believe that we have the leeway to accommodate for any potential costs indicated with the closures of the 10 stores. We do believe that the benefit is highly going to outweigh the costs for the closure.
Great, thank you. Any other further questions from the judges panel? Going once, going twice. If not, we'll end the Q&A period there. Thank you, delegates, for your presentation. You are now free to go. And as judges, if you could just hang back for a few minutes. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.